What is up, everybody? So I promised you a video about the new Ultraview button, and here it is. So we're going to talk about the basics of it, and I'm going to try and stay away from just talking about the stereotypical, this is how you adjust it, this is this, this is that. We're going to get into, one, how I feel about it, what I think about shooting a button, and we're going to dive into some details that aren't just going to bore you to death today, okay? We're really going to dive deep into this because this, for a lot of people, we've been waiting a long time for this release. You know, Ultraview has made some great things. I've got an Ultraview button on an old Scott release that I've had since I started shooting handhelds. And that's really where I first got introduced to them, and now pretty much if they drop a product, I want it because I love everything that they make. So there is a little bit of a bias there, but I'm going to give you honest opinions about this and how it fits my shooting style, and if we can, we might even get a second opinion. Alright. So let's get to rocking here. Let's talk about this thing. This is the Ultraview button, and thank God I've had it, especially whenever I threw my hinge out of the tree stand, because personally it fits almost identical than my hinge one. So they do match up pretty close. Obviously, you know, you can't you can't match things up exact, but this neck and hook angle here is almost spot on. So I really like that. For the first little bit shooting it, I did struggle because of this thumb position, but easily adjustable. So it doesn't come with a Allen wrench or a Torx key to adjust that. It is an Allen, but I use a T10 Torx bit and it fits good. You can adjust that. I haven't stripped it, haven't stripped Torx keys, so you know, it's not an issue on stripping screws and stuff. This is a 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench. This is what fits in here to adjust the travel and the force that you need to adjust your button. So that's super easy, self-explanatory here. So there's two separate sides. This controls the travel of it, and this side right here controls the tension that it takes to make this thing go off. If you shoot a really hot release, you can tune this up really hot, guys. But that's the tools that it takes to make this thing go boom, okay? You know, the great claim to fame for this is this little piece right here, and it locks it onto a string. That is really nice for whenever you're hunting and stuff. You can just hang it on there, and for a handheld, it's ready to go. So, you know, that's a nice little feature. I've got the stainless version here, really nice finish. That black, I would assume, what is an anodized finish, but you know, it's held up. We've hunted hard this year, and I haven't beat the finish of it off. With the price point that this release is at, you know, you really got to make that commitment that you're going to make a change in your shooting style, because if you punch the trigger and if you aren't truly focused on your shot, it's not going to make a difference, and you're really going to waste that money. Just talking about price point, you know, base price on this is $299. If you go up to that matte black stainless like what I'm showing here, Guys, this is a $350 release. That's a whole lot of money to be spending on something and not be able to shoot it properly and not be able to shoot it and have good success with it. Is it a game changer? No. Is it a really nice high-end button style release? Yes. But if you don't shoot it correctly, it's not going to change anything for you. So it's not going to help. So that's just something that's a consideration that you need to kind of think of before you drop the cash on that. Alright guys, so since we've made it out into the field here, into my backyard, we're going to really compare these releases now. I've got Landon with me. He's going to shoot all three releases. So I couldn't find a hinge, so we have the Ultraview Button, we have a Scott Pursuit with an Ultraview Funky button on it, and we have his Scott trigger finger button. So, but let's get to shooting and let's see which one of these really we like the best. We have two complete different shooting styles, so it goes back to kind of what I was talking about. Like, if you don't shoot this properly, is it really going to be worth the money? So let's dive into it and let's see what we got. Alright guys, so we're here. We're going to lead this off with the Scott Pursuit. This is another handheld release. It's a button style. So this, instead of having a hook, it has like a claw here. So we do get the advantage of being able to hang this off of our bow, but this is the disadvantage to it. You have to lock this and then grab it before you can hook it on. So let's shoot it, see what we think. This is the release that I've had since I was like 17, 18 years old. So I've shot this release for quite a while. So let's see what we look like. Not bad. It's really spongy. Doesn't feel that great. It's just, it is what it is. It's a cheaper release. It works, but it just really doesn't feel great in my hand. So second up is the Scott Mongoose XT. This is a trigger style release. I shot one of these before I shot the Scott Pursuit. This ain't bad, you know. It's readily on your arm. So whenever you see the deer, see the animal, whatever, you can just come up, clip it on, and you're ready to go. So this may be interesting since I haven't shot one of these in probably 10 years. Oh, not bad. That actually felt better than my Pursuit, especially for not being able to shoot it 10 years. So let's get on to the Ultraview Button and see what we think about it. Alright, so last but definitely not least, the Ultraview Button here. So this is the most expensive release out of the three. Well, let's see if it's really worth the money. See how this feels, how it breaks. So stiff from yesterday.
Oh shit.
God bless.
You started shaking like a crazy person.
Dude, the wind is just... This shouldn't change your draw length a whole lot.
Okay.
But you're going to draw, come back, and your anchor is right here.
Okay.
This split in your finger is going to go right here.
Right, cheekbone.
On your jaw, yes. So, something that I've talked about in a couple of TikToks, this is going to change how it releases. It's also going to change your point of impact over time. So, all right, now, that release fits down this line of knuckles right here.
Yep.
Okay? All right, now, thumb off the button.
Yep.
So you actually make an OK sign underneath here. There you go. Now, pull straight. All right, now come to anchor. Really sink that in right in here.
Yep.
So, sink it in. Are you on target?
Yep.
Now pull. Pull with your back. Pull, 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 pull. How'd that feel?
Because one, I have very little experience with this, but two, I think I'm still I'm actually firing
to fire.
Because what happened with that, I'm sitting on target with very minimal float. You're like pull, 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 pull. All of a sudden I went from minimal float to I'm bouncing all the place. And then, okay, settle down, and then I'm squeezing it.
Yes. So that is target panic.
But that's also because I'm still not firing this properly, because you're saying pull. I can pull like this all day. It's not going to go off. It's a matter of I've got to use my thumb as I pull.
Yes. So you have to squeeze, and then it's...
Yeah, you don't tell me that. You just said pull. So I can pull all day and nothing's going to go off.
Well, it will, but the thought process is pull. All right, now, let's shoot your handheld release, or your trigger style. This is home to you.
Yes. Okay.
So
again, that's home.
That's money.
I mean, to me, it's the best shot I've shot in a while, and I've had years and years and years of this is home and rhythm to me. So obviously going to these other styles is going to be a world of difference. Okay, teach me how to miss this target.
This is the same process as the pursuit.
Okay.
It's the exact same thing.
Okay.
No different. So instead of having to fumble with this sear here,
it just
it's
slips
got the
on.
hook. Exactly. So that's nice. That's
okay. I see what you're saying now.
So fits right across this bunch of knuckles, just like that. Perfect. All right. Now, really sink that thumb in to the crease of your hand. Good. Now, pull with your back. Pull, 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 pull.
I see.
Now.
Okay, that made a little bit more sense.
How'd the break feel?
Obviously, even shooting with the trigger, you always say, "Oh, you're punching it," which, yes, I'm predicting when it's going to go off, but at the same time, like, I'm still pulling through the shot, all of that.
Right.
There is a lot more of that surprise factor to it. But this one, and now, actually, let me shoot and see the, I need arrows. We'll come back to that. I was gonna say, shoot that one again, now that
one again?
Okay, I actually know how to lay my thumb instead of actually just popping it.
Okay.
And we'll try that. Yeah, still not a big fan of this.
All right, you're rolling.
Okay.
All right, so thumb off the button. Okay, yeah.
God, that wind.
It makes it hard to shoot too. guys, so we're back inside. It got too cold for us to really give our final opinions and a really good closing in
kind of comparing.
Yeah, talk about which one we really liked better, and if this Ultraview is really worth the money that it costs to buy one. So we're gonna ask Teaster here a series of questions to see which one he really liked the best, and which one, as someone who's never shot a handheld and who's new to the handheld, the handheld game, which one that he would shoot and if he would change from a trigger style release. So let's get into that.
Sure.
Which one of these would you shoot if you were buying a handheld?
So if I had to buy a handheld?
Yeah. Which one did you like better?
I will definitely say I did like the Ultraview a little bit better. Mainly just because it wraps around the fingers a little bit better and it feels more comfortable in my hand.
Yep.
The weight of it, the width of it, just the overall feel of it does feel much better. Plus, I much prefer having the hook on the end of it to be able to just hook it on your loop instead of having to fight with it to be able to actually get it on there, because even in the video outside, like cold hands, I was struggling to get that onto the D loop. So
yeah, and I completely agree. A lot of the merits and a lot of the selling points for the Ultraview are, that was built for a reason, and Ultraview spent a lot of time with archers and people who hunt, people who are target archers, to build that, and people who have shot a lot of different high-end releases.
It's definitely, it's not cheap.
No, it's not.
It's not built to be cheap. Like, it is built to be essentially almost like a Cadillac in the market. Like,
it is. It really is Cadillac of the market. The biggest thing is you have to shoot it with proper form and really good shot execution. If you do your job, that's definitely going to do its job. Now, if I was first getting into shooting a handheld, I probably wouldn't drop $350 on it, because if you don't like it,
you're out $350.
You're trying
even
to sell.
$300.
The base price is, I'm thinking it's
high twos.
I'm thinking it's either $200 or $300.
Yeah. Regardless, it's a lot of money, and to start into it, like you said, not only is it, hey, what if I don't like it? What if I can't get comfortable? What if I can't figure it out?
Yeah.
Then you're either ditching it or you're trying to sell it and make some money back. Not only that, this doesn't attach to you.
Yeah, if you lose
this does.
Yeah.
I ain't losing this, because it goes from two places. It's attached to my bow. It's attached to my wrist. I'm not losing this. Whereas
now, with that being said, I understand that, but both of these handheld style releases do have lanyard loops to where you can attach it to you. The Pursuit has it. The Button has it here. You can attach it to you if you want to. So that's preference. I put mine in my rangefinder pouch, and it's got a flap. I don't lose it. And once I get in the tree, get set up, I hook it in. If you we're gonna transition, you would buy the Button.
Yeah, especially with using both of them, I would probably go with the Ultraview Button, just for the sheer fact of it feels better. If I'm dead set, I am going to learn handheld, I'm going to get the nicer one, in my opinion.
Yep. Okay, so now, would shooting the handhelds versus your trigger style release, would you make the change?
Currently, no.
Currently, no.
Now, is that to be said, if I went and started shooting, say, yours a little bit more and actually got familiar with it, could it be comparable to it? Yeah. The results out there were pretty much the same. Across the board, they all sling arrows pretty much the same way. But I am much more comfortable behind a trigger. I've gotten used to it over years and years of shooting thousands of arrows through it. But at the same time, I like it being attached to me, not worried about it, and also just, I don't know, there's something about it that maybe it's part of just being used to it that is a little bit of a bias. That personally, even though that I can see the benefits of it and it really forces your form, technically if I really wanted to, I could take this one and I could go and I could shoot it like a trigger all day.
Right.
So it does force your, like, in a way, force your form, but also it kind of gives you a little bit more room for error too at the same time.
It does.
So.
And that's a huge thing, because if you shoot this and you punch this, it's not going to be any different than punching any other release. If you punch it, you can punch a hinge, you can punch a thumb button, you can punch a trigger. People do it, but if I'm going to spend $350 on a release, I'm also going to make the effort to learn how to shoot it properly. That's the big thing there, is proper shot execution is going to make the difference. And it's really going to make the difference in all three of these. Biggest point, biggest takeaway here is, if you're not committed to learning form and learning proper shot execution,
and if you're not dedicating it specifically to, I'm going 100% handheld.
Yep, it's not worth the money. So that's not saying that it's not a good release.
Absolutely.
I love it. I've committed to shooting proper form. I committed to shooting a handheld the right way and using proper archery form. So it depends on who you are if you really need to spend the money on this release. So that's kind of a toss-up answer for the whole deal, but it's, you would agree, wouldn't you not, that it is a nice release? And
I think if you decide that, you know what, I'm going to go handheld, and you're dedicating the time to learn it, then yeah, it's worth the money.
Yep.
If you're just going to jump into it, man, shooting a handheld sounds kind of cool, I want to try it. You might be better off buy you a $60, $80
sure
starter, buy the Pursuit. I mean,
Pursuit's a good
file into it to where, okay, I can see if I really like it, and once you learn it, then okay, maybe it's worth upgrading to a really nice release.
After you really learn form, this will make or break you, but
which is no different than what we did here.
And there's a couple companies that make really good trigger style releases too. It's just all what you're intending on committing.
Yep.
But guys, I hope you liked this. I hope this was helpful. It probably didn't give you the answer that you thought you were going to get here, but it's really worth. It's really worth committing to proper execution before you buy and spend the money on a really expensive high-end release. And that goes from Ultraview to anywhere. So
or any product in general.
Yep. So if you liked us, give us a like, drop us a comment, tell us what you think about the whole deal. Hit that bell and be sure you're subscribed, because we have a lot more content to come here.
Yep.
We've been hunting hard, and we've got 2 or 3 really good hunting videos that are getting ready to drop. So if you're not subscribed, you're going to miss out. Catch you guys later.